Hello my hair warriors, it's me, Aaron O'Brien, your friendly neighborhood hairdresser. Today we are going to talk about hair taping and the way to tape during different climates and activities, whether it's summer or winter. These videos are sponsored by my friends at Lordhair.com. They only do the best in hair systems at really affordable prices. So let's get this video started. So we're here and we are here to talk about tape. Yes, tape, and we might even touch a little bit on glue. I've been asked a lot of questions about that too, so we will give you a little bit of info on the glues that I do like. So to start off, before taping, you're going to need a good work surface, and I like to use these domes. You get them off Lordhair.com. They're the perfect work surface for placing your system, and the system that I'm using today is a super thin skin, which is extremely realistic when you are wearing it. So you're going to place it on top of your dome, just like this, and it gives you a great work surface when you're putting your tape on. So tapes that I like. Now, when it is hot outside, I love to use this. This is the Walker's Tape Extenda Bond. It has some breathable holes here, so it's a little bit more aerated when you place it on, and when you're sweating and all that good stuff, you want to stay at your very best. And this usually lasts me about 3 to 4 weeks when I use this. It's fantastic. I also love to use Lordhair's. These are their stock ones as well. These are their tapes. You have, I call it the U or the CC shape, and this goes on more rounded shapes. I love it. This normally lasts me about 3 to 4 weeks. And then we have, I call it the V, and you will see these on their website as well. So this is just for more or different hairlines. So if it has more of a V shape at the front, this is the perfect one to use as well. These I find last really well, especially like when you're a little bit sweaty, and I find that they really stand the test of like hotter, wetter conditions. I also like to double tape. So when I say double tape, I will place another piece of tape on top of this if it is really hot out and I want to make sure that I have the best durability for my tape possible. I also enjoy the Supertape. This is another good one as well, and this just works just as well as the Lordhair one too. And I use this on occasion. I don't find though it lasts as well in heat as the one I use with Lordhair, but this one is quite good as well if you want something that is not super strong, but still extremely durable. And that's just my opinion. And then we have the Sunshine Tape. These come in rolls, and these are great. I find for the winter, this is really good or in the fall when the weather's a little bit cooler. It lasts quite long as well. Sometimes I actually get about 3 weeks out of this. Very easy to remove, very good cleanup, as are most of these tapes. Especially when you're using thin skin system, the cleanup is phenomenal. And this is so good. This is the Walker's No Shine Tape. This is phenomenal. It's really good. So it gives a little bit more of a matte finish, super realistic. And I also find that a lot of these tapes are really thin. And when they are thinner, you get a better application, and it looks a little bit more realistic. But do not forget, in a few days, the tape actually starts to condense down as it melts and warms up a little bit, and then there's not like a little bit of a jump from skin to system. It flattens right out. Now, I also do enjoy glues as well, but I'm more of a tape sort of guy. But I love this. This is a silicone free. This is from Sunshine Tape. This is really good and lasts very long. This is like a liquid adhesive. You can see here, it's really kind of, it's quite goopy, but just make sure you take the excess off the brush. I like to twist around to make sure we get all of that goodness onto your brush, and you're going to place this around your scalp before you apply your system. I usually like to apply tape directly onto my system, and glue I apply directly onto the scalp. Now, this is a favorite of everyone when it comes to glue. This is the Ghost Bond Classic. Ghost Bond is really good. It's been around for like a lifetime in this industry. Works really well. It is quite strong. I find for me, it lasts about a 2-week period. It does break down quite fast in my opinion, and it can loosen up a little bit. That's why I generally go to tape, but some people have great success with this. I know people have got 3 or 4 weeks out of this as well. So, and they do have different strengths as well, so you can like do your research on that. Now, my application is very different when it comes to tape. So in the summer, I do apply very differently. In the summer, I leave a few gaps in between. So when I'm applying the tape, I like to leave maybe a 1/4 of an inch in between each tape to make sure that when I am sweating, it has somewhere to escape through. Because I don't know if you've experienced this, but when it's extremely hot weather or it's humid and you tape fully around the perimeter of your system, it can tend to gather and bulk up right underneath on the scalp. Then you get itchiness, irritation, redness. So in hotter weather, make sure you leave gaps around the perimeter where it can escape. By all means, make sure you apply fully around the hairline. Do not leave any gaps, but make sure that around the rest of the hair system, they just leave some space for it to breathe. In the winter, I tend to leave very little gap in between because in the cooler weather, it just doesn't lift as much, and I get a little bit longer out of my system in the cooler weather when I do put it all around. That's very important to me. The longer I get out of it, the better, because you don't want to be doing this every single week. Then when it comes to application, also in the summer, I recommend that you only put a few pieces of tape down the center of your system. I usually say 1-inch pieces, and you just leave spaces in between, giving the oil and sweat places to move around, especially when you shower. It can all just flow down nice and easy. Then in the winter, you can apply a little bit more tape just so you get longer out of your system. What's really important as well, even before taping, and I love it, is a scalp protector. This is great before taping. It gives a little bit more adhesion to your system, so it lasts a really long time. So, I'm all bald now, but here, wait a second, I'll be right back. I'm a new man! What do you think, everybody? I absolutely love it. I am taped to perfection. So I hope you got a lot out of this video and you were all educated. If you want to check out the rest of my videos on this channel, go ahead. Don't forget to click the link below, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Don't forget, this video is sponsored by my friends at Lordhair.com, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye!